Green 18! Green 19! Hut!
Hey folks, that's the Diddy NFL here. Welcome back to the giveaway HQ. So look, this is the draw before the big one. So next month I'm giving away an all expenses paid trip to Lambeau Field, which sounds incredible, and it is incredible. And I don't know any other group or company or anybody else who's doing it. We are paying for it, and I'm happy to do so because it was one of the dreams, is to go to Lambeau and bring people to Lambeau Field. And this is one step better. For the 10-year anniversary of UK Packers is to pay for someone to come over. If you stay in the Lambeau tier draw, I'm going to do it all again next year on the annual trip as well. So that's a bit of a spoiler alert. So before we get there, let me talk about what's in this month's draw. So I'm going to mix it up a little bit. I'm going to show you the piece. I'm going to cut to the draw, then come back and show you the piece and cut to the draw and things like that, just to have something a little bit different. I also have the camera above me too for some extra spice, pizzazz, and I'm also going to get some B-roll and stuff so you'll get a good gander at them. And I want to talk about some of the prizes that I have and what makes them different. But look, prize number one is a Jordan Love signed mini helmet, which is great. Now, I absolutely love Jordan Love's signature. The number 10, the love heart with the J. It's simple and effective because there's some, like Rashan Gary famously, excellent player, great work ethic, terrible signature. I love having these pieces because he is a dominant player. But when it comes to his signature, there's that sort of penmanship there, and he's certainly worked on his. What are we going to see from Jordan Love this season? Who knows? But again, it's another sort of story in the chapter of Green Bay. I'm going to get some B-roll of this just to show you how nice his signature is. This is an Eclipse version, so it's in black, which is amazing. I've got an Aaron Jones helmet coming up in future draws. Not next month, because next month is the big one. But I've an Aaron Jones one coming up as well, and I think that's called an AMP or EMP alternative as well. It's kind of that off khaki green, which is beautiful. So look, I'm going to go over and I'm going to draw the winner. I'm going to draw all the winners at once, and I'm going to splice it in, the magic of video editing. So the best of luck to who's going to win this, and then we're going to come back and take a look at these jerseys. Okay, so here we are. Right, we're going to jump around a little bit. So I'm going to draw Jordan Love, and then we're going to get back and take a quick gander at some of these jerseys. So as usual, I'm going to capture your names here, and I'm going to go to Wheel of Names and pop them in here. And I'm going to shuffle your names 5 times, do the draw, pick the winner for Jordan Love. We're going to go look at the jerseys, then I'm going to come back and I'm going to draw prize winner number 2. So let me shuffle these 5 times. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the best of luck. Michael Heppel-White. Well done, Michael. So, right, let's go back and take a look at the jerseys, and then we'll come back to me. I'm just like I'm talking from the future, and pick prize winner number 2. Okay, bag the top prize. Nice one. So, I've got 2 jerseys next, right? So this one is the guaranteed prize, the one underneath this. And again, it might sort of cause some eyebrows to be lifted, but it's from not a personal collection, but it's ones that I set some aside every now and then to do with sort of decor around the studio and stuff like that. But I said it'd be better off for someone to enjoy and they're on their wall. But anyway, number 1 is a JSA approved. So again, I know I've explained it before, but the JSA cert, that's authenticators. They sort of either witness it or they can verify it after the case. So this is Kenny Clark, number 97. Unbelievable player. I think when he was drafted, not an awful lot of people knew what he could bring. He was very, very young. But I thought I'd use this as an opportunity too, because I have 2 jerseys here, to kind of show you the difference between a normal jersey and what we call a signing jersey. So all of the jerseys that we have that are signed are specific signing jerseys. They usually come in a size XL. So I know some people like to wear their signed jerseys, which to me is madness, right? But it absolutely makes sense. I've seen so many jerseys around Lambeau Field that are people just going around wearing them. So what is the difference? Well, first off, the quality of a signing jersey you would expect wouldn't be that great, right? Because you're going to get it, you're going to frame it, stick it on your wall. So what does the sort of quality matter? However, the quality is actually fantastic because all of the numbers are stitched on, and it's heavy numbering as well, much better than what a NFL Europe shop will give you. Now again, I'm going to manhandle this a bit, don't worry. I'm not going to rub the signature off. It's well embedded on there. But if I just turn it around, you can see that this big nameplate here is really, really thick material, right? So again, there's no size, there's no sort of emblem, logos, any of that kind of stuff. And this is again stitched on, like it's like one of those, the most expensive jersey that you can get, they have these signed on as well. So the nameplate on it, all stitched, all signed on, and really robust as well. But one thing that you will notice about the signing jerseys is, and if I just, again, don't freak out, put it on the front, there's no other sort of decorative. Now again, the numbers signed on, this heavy, this is not elasticated because it's sort of not seen to be wearing it. It's still a fantastically well put together jersey. Now if you look on the bottom, it doesn't say XL anywhere, it doesn't have the size, it doesn't have official NFL sort of style merch, because these are what's called signing jerseys. So again, I'm going to get some nice B-roll for that Kenny Clark jersey as well, so you can sort of see the detailing on it. So okay, so here we go. I'm going to spin to win. Ben Lark, well done, Ben. So you have bagged yourself the Kenny Clark jersey. So for the guaranteed prize, this is it here. It's a Za'Darius Smith jersey. Now, at the time when the Smith brothers were knocking around Green Bay, Preston Smith and Za'Darius Smith, we gave away bobbleheads. I really thought Za'Darius would go on and have a really long career with Green Bay. He was kind of seen as inconsistent when he was with the Ravens, and then he came to Green Bay, and he was really a catalyst for the locker room to get the defense moving. So this one here is, again, another fantastic jersey, and again, don't freak out, the JSA is there. All of this is stitching, the same as the Kenny Clark version. This nameplate here, it's really, it's almost cardboardy feeling, it's so well put on. And again, Smith 55, lovely jersey as well, because it's that sort of throwback jersey. With the yellow and blue, something different. So if you have loads of signed merch already, well then this is a nice compliment, I think, because I think everybody should have certain items in their collection. Like one would be a signed football, the kicking tee from Mason Crosby is just a lovely piece. A bobblehead or two is nice. Funko Pops are nice to throw around for a pop of colour, and also a green jersey and an off different colour jersey as well, and the blue and yellow are lovely. And again, they usually, whatever jersey is sort of the throwback jersey in the year that this person plays, that's obviously the one they get them to sign. So notice that beautiful sort of weird coloured green, the 1950s throwback. So this is the one that was prior to that. It's unfortunate that Za'Darius ended up moving on to the team that he did move on to, and sort of had that bit of a split with the Packers. But this is one that I would be proud to put up on my wall, Za'Darius Smith, because it sort of captures that moment in time. So anyway, this is the guaranteed prize. So the story with this is that if you have sort of joined Patreon, you're a gold member, and you haven't won, well then what I'll do is I'll work back through those names, and I'll make sure that we get some signed merch out to you. So usually it's a signed picture or some sort of weird memorabilia and stuff like that. So again, this goes out to Greg Kirker, Greg from Mother Care. If you don't come up in the draw, and if you have, well then I'll sort of prattle through it now. But if not, this goes out to Greg. If Greg has won, which you will have known already, well then this goes out to the next person on the list. But anyway, look, the big draw is happening in about 1 month's time from now, which is an all expenses paid trip to Lambeau Field. If it remains popular and people like these draws, and I've got some great prizes coming up, well then I'm going to do it exactly the same. So for every month that you're on the Lambeau tier, means that you get an entry to the draw then. So if you're in for 11 months or whatever, well then you get 11 entries to the draw, which is fantastic odds to get a trip that's worth $2,000 and over. Anyway, thanks for joining. Thanks for being a patron. It honestly means so much. It means that this is the type of stuff that we can do and give away trips to Lambeau Field. And I'll talk to you next month for the big one. Go Pack Go.